Welcome to the Focus on Why podcast. I'm Amy Rowlandson and I ask my guests one simple question. Why? Focusing on the importance of why, I share with you the relatable, uplifting and inspiring conversations I have with people from all walks of life. This podcast will encourage you to focus on your why to enable and empower you to achieve the success you desire. Have a purpose, have a plan, focus on why. Before we get started, are you thinking of creating a podcast or are you a podcast host already? As a podcast strategist, I can help you to launch or relaunch a purposeful and profitable podcast which will inspire, entertain and educate a global audience. Simply book in a one-to-one call with me right now via the Calendly link in the show notes, and together we'll focus on the purpose of your podcast. Today on Focus on Why, I am joined by Shrenik Shah. Shrenik, welcome. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm from India.
Fantastic. Well, a very warm welcome from India. So tell me, what is it you're doing at the moment, Shrenik?
This is as always a lovely question from you, Amy. And before I answer your question, let me compliment you for amazing work you are doing. I would say it was a kind of a blend that is privilege and honor to connect with you and knowing you personally. So thank you so very much for inviting me on your platform. Yeah, and yes, well, you know what? I lost my natural speaking ability before 25 years. This is my 26th year, and you know what? Usually, people at the age of 60 or 65 thinking of retiring. I have opted for not retiring. That is number one. And number two, when I lost my natural speaking ability and I'm having differently enabled distinct voice, I have used much loss of natural speaking disability into incredible opportunities as a keynote speaker, captivating global influencer, author, and so many things. So trust me, I mean, this is fabulous, fascinating, thrilling life I'm living even after cancer, and that was stage 4 cancer. When usually there is no hope of survival.
So having survived stage 4 cancer and definitely not retiring, having this new lease of life now, and you described it as being fascinating and thrilling. The fact that you lost your natural speaking voice has in fact given you a voice in essence.
Well, I believe it was a kind of a blend in the sense. Earlier I was into international marketing, and if you are into marketing, you need to speak. And I wanted to survive my family socially, financially, in all aspects. And therefore, despite after the loss of natural speaking ability, I did not quit, and I accepted the challenge boldly and continued talking with my new voice. And I must say, this is Life 2.0.
Life 2.0. I love that. So tell me, you said that not many people come through this cancer. What do you believe helped you to come through?
I would like to give one example that will be probably appropriate answer to your question. You and me and so many individuals, we are familiar with the cricket. And when a batsman is playing, he hardly knows that next ball is going to be a bouncer. So for me, it was a bouncer in September 1997. Unexpectedly, I was diagnosed with the stage 4 vocal cord cancer. I was given choice either life or voice, and I had chosen life because if I would survive, then I can make things possible, and that's I'm I'm blessed that I am making it possible every single day from life of non-survival to survival. I'm setting an example the world over as a Shrenik Shah, as a keynote speaker, motivational speaker, mentor, patient leader, advocate, and so on.
I love that. So you faced that bouncer and you knocked it for 6 out of the park.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, yes, I mean, you know what? When I was diagnosed, I mean, usually when a batsman is playing, he has a helmet, gloves, bat, everything. But and even bat, but I had nothing. I really had nothing. But yes, I could see that bouncer is coming, and I had to flick. I had to flick like a helicopter shot to the six, and that's what I've done. And I would say it is all God's grace, and I am 360 degrees surrounded by intellectual and kind people like you.
Oh, thank you. So, Shrenik, tell me about purpose. How does the purpose fit into your world now?
Yet again, Amy, the purpose is precisely simple. Imagine you want to talk, you want to address a large audience, say 500,000 people. You are on a podium and you want to talk, you have 100 things in your head, and people know that yes, this is going to be fascinating talk. And the moment you start speaking, words are trapped in the mouth, words are not coming out. First, people look at you amazed, then probably shocked, and probably they will leave the auditorium without anything. And that was my life when I lost my natural speaking ability, when I started speaking in public. People were scared, amazed. They were, I mean, I would say, I must admit, my voice was totally rejected by the people. But I am grateful to all those individuals who rejected my voice because their rejection for me turned out as a catalyst, and that made me committed to accept the reality of the life, accepting the challenges and our best to make out of that disability into incredible opportunities and leverage it to do more. And you know what? The As you asked about the purpose, see, usually when someone is getting diagnosed with a cancer, you know, usually there is a fear in back of the mind that yes, I'm going to survive for another couple of years or maybe 5, 10, and that means it's like a gone case. So my purpose is establishing that yes, even after cancer, there can be beautiful life, there can be thrilling life, there can be fabulous life, there can be fascinating life, and I am advocating HO millions of people globally through my talks and mentoring activities.
So tell me, Shrenik, what is it that you want to deliver? I talk about life legacy and the message that you want to be sharing to people.
I mean, for me, this is absolutely a bouncer from you. The reason is I was just looking for hitting the milestone into the six once again. And you asked me a wonderful question, which is close to my heart, and that is building legacy. As I mentioned a few minutes before, people are trying to slow down or getting retired. I am at the age of 71. I'm going at a jet speed because I know that I really don't have another 71 years to live with. So I am trying to gather everything possible every single day. And I am humbled to mention that perhaps there are too many individuals like me the world over who lost voice to cancer. But yes, I am committed to build legacy every day, and fortunately, I have contributed so much, so much all over the world with my unique voice in the last 10 years. I would say I have delivered more than 1,000 talks, too many, given too many interviews, participated in a podcast, delivered talks in international conferences, medical colleges, universities. I mean, you name it, and you will find me. So it's all about building a legacy. And one more thing I would like to add here, that this legacy is such that I don't want that people remember me after I'm not there. I want people to remember me when I am alive, and I want to witness, I want to gather everything possible because for me this compliments, recommendations, awards, whatever you say, you know, they are playing a role of a jet fuel. So this keep on moving me more and more faster, deeper, and all over the world.
I love that. And you're proving that there's life after cancer, and not just life, but a thriving life after cancer, and very much that you're bringing hope to the people. Now, tell me, what does the giving element that you are giving to the world, what happens when people receive that? What do they share with you that you have given them?
So cancer is like a stallion. Cancer is like a stallion. It moves fast like a stallion. Now you have two choice. Either you allow cancer to take you away from the world, or you ride on a stallion and make say you don't have a control to slow down the stallion. But yes, if you are riding on a stallion, then you can make magic, you can make miracles, you can make thundersome situation. And last and last but not the least, you would be no more seeking sympathy. On the contrary, you are empathy enabler, you are empathy cure. And when fortunately, I would say when I start speaking, people start getting me believing, it is inspiring, it is influencing, and as I said earlier, it gives hope that if this man is survived, I am going to survive. And this hope you cannot buy online, or you cannot buy spending millions of dollars or pounds.
So with hope, you've got this incredible feeling, but you need to put it into an action, into a doing, because that's the element that will take you to the next level. So it's great to have the feeling, but how do you move hope into an action?
Well, as I said, for last 10 years, or I would say since 2011, Until now, I have delivered more than 1,000 talks. That's number one. Number two, I have published my biography, Shrenik Shah, which is available on Amazon globally. Number two. And number three, I really have a very big dream of making a documentary film on me because look, I cannot reach everywhere at one and any point of time, and that it costs a lot of money, time, so many. So if I can make a wonderful documentary film, if somebody is willing to spend time, invest money, and it could be my or she could be my partner in making documentary film, we would be sharing the revenue, income, everything. So that is one of my biggest dream ever.
I love that. And I'm hoping that someone will reach out and say, yes, let's make this documentary together. Tell me, the speaking device that you use, is it something that you created, or is it something that is available to people?
Yeah, it is available to the people. This is there are many companies, but I am using only one brand, that is from Starbucks. It is as I said, from of the Siemens Germany, and this is what I've been using. Yes, I've been on many other devices, but I think this is far better because I want to make sure that I should be distinctly audible without interruption. So for me, this is, I would say, blessing it is a device disguise as a device, and I really don't find any difficulty. You never have to speak 24 hours.
That's amazing. And did your body have to adapt to being able to speak again? Or is it a case of it doesn't hurt at all, or it doesn't hurt the vocal cords? How does it work, Janet? Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, this is electromechanical device. It acts as a vibrator. So, as I lost my vocal cord, this device acts as an artificial vocal cord when I am speaking. The movement of my muscles that is gonna catch and converted into sound, and that's how I'm speaking. And I must tell you one thing here, a story. When I started speaking, there was no service of speech language therapists available here in India. And trust me, I learned speaking with this device on my own. I was standing in front of mirror, practicing, and that's how I made this possible. And yes, even these days, I am rather teaching speech language therapy students how to use electronics.
So you're a confident person. You seem to me as though you are full of, as we've talked about much about in this episode, about hope. But there seems to be a gratitude almost here that you're grateful for this life lesson.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, the the life is incomplete. Number one, without supporters or family support, cancer specialists, and everyone who come across throughout your personal or professional career. Look, when expressing gratitude is definitely a wonderful prayer to the Almighty. You need not have to go to the temple for gratitude. You have people in front of you. Why not do? Why not be grateful to those individuals? And I must tell you one thing. Probably, I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but our Indian culture, one of the god is very well known is Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna. and I must admit I am evidently blessed and surrounded by Lord Krishna. And when I'm speaking, I feel like I am in Vrindavan, the birthplace of Lord Krishna, and he's only guiding me what to speak, how to deliver, because I don't make bullet points, I don't make any chart, I keep on speaking spontaneously. So that is, and then here again, my father, or rather, I would say my parents, they have blessed me with so much, and of course, support from my wife, my sons, daughter-in-laws, two grandsons. One is here in India, and another one is in London. So it is wonderful family altogether.
I love that. So your rejection by the people for your voice was the catalyst that got you started and committed to creating the incredible opportunities and leveraging them. Share with us what an incredible opportunity has been for you.
Look, I mean, I consider. I would like to give one example. I consider my life like a Rolls Royce. Now it is my approach whether I need to keep Rolls Royce on a jack in a in a garage, or I keep on driving Rolls Royce all over the world because I want people to see that yes, I got a Rolls Royce. It is a brand, and that's what I'm trying to make it. So instead of keeping it in the garage, I moved it out through social media, through my talk shows, interviews, and so on. So this is all about making things possible. And you know what? See, I would say I'm humble to say I'm blessed that I am able to make things possible which apparently look possible to others. And imagine this world is full of thousands, millions of intellectuals. Just imagine what would be my courage, confidence, dedication, and commitment to stand out as a speaker, as a mentor with his voice. And as I said, 25 years before I was rejected, and now the it's other side of the coin. I am being invited. So I would say here again, it's God's grace that I am able to make things possible which apparently look impossible. And that's how I mean during pandemic phase I have delivered more than 250 online talk shows, received more than 5,000 compliments, combinations, accolades, and whatnot.
It sounds like you have found a way to make the impossible possible, and you're breaking expectations and exceeding expectations, particularly in surpassing what people expected from the diagnosis. But just in terms of pushing boundaries, you're breaking records, and literally breaking records. I hear you've even got a Guinness Book of Records event. What was that? Tell us about that, Shrenik.
Well, actually, there was one competition of our speakers here in India, and there were 211,000 participants participated in a competition, and I was shortlisted from those 211,000 to 1,000, and then we are given a presentation for Guinness World Record, and that's how I got a certificate as one of the speakers. So you know what? See, here again, look at the situation. I am trying to grab every single opportunity when people with this voice are not willing to speak. I am participating in competition, and Emmy, few minutes back you mentioned I would like to quote, and I guess I will send one screenshot via email. Someone from US who has the same situation like me, speaking disability, he said, Shrenik, you have broken all barriers, don't stop. This is what he complimented me. So this is just few days back.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so inspired by you, Shrenik. It's just such a privilege to hear you speak. And we're coming up to World Cancer Day. It's the 4th of February 2023, and it's all about spreading the word, about speaking up, and about standing up for a future without cancer. So, share with the audience here, what is the message that you want to stand up and spread the word and speak up about cancer?
Friends, if you are at all diagnosed with the cancer, trust me, it's really not end of the life. It's altogether a new chapter in the life. And I mean, if you look at the situation, don't think that why me? Don't think so that why me? On the contrary, God has selected you for a test to appear. You could be doing actually whatever, but this test as a cancer you are appearing in the exam set out by the God, great God, and you got to pass it out. And once you pass it out, no university in the world, including Oxford and Harvard, can fail you. So this is all about accepting the situation. And yes, don't sit quiet. Start troubleshooting right at the moment. Don't circle around the trouble, sort the trouble, and you would be a winner, in incredible winner, and you can make an image, you can build an image, incredible image, like anything. So you are not, and yes, two things here I would like to mention again that we have been gifted a life by the God, and along with the life, that is one extra gift that is mine. So don't waste your energy in petty things, except situation. Move on and keep on smiling, because your smile can make 1,000 people smile back, and that's what I'm enjoying doing everything. And yet again, it's again God's grace.
It's so true. A smile is just incredible and can go so far and wide. Shrenik, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. How can people connect with you? Where's the best place for them to reach out?
Well, I mean, you can find me on LinkedIn. That is my professor website, Shrenik-Shah.com. And yes, you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Just write Shrenik Shah or Cancer Winner Shrenik, and you will have so much of these things. And yes, I have my blog already going on. So look at just write Google Shrenik Shah, then you will find so much of the details.
Pleasure. So we'll make sure that all of that goes into the show notes so that people have got access to that. So thank you for sharing. Shrenik, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I wish you all the best with your living legacy that you have of inspiring hope across the world, and to working towards changing the mindset for people around cancer, but also working towards sharing the very positive message that you have survived cancer and have been almost 27 years now, which is just incredible. So thank you. What are your final words for today, please?
Very simple: freedom from fear. FOF, freedom from fear. If you can get out of fear, you can make everything possible. You can reach moon. Of course, you need to take step forward. You can sit quiet. You cannot simply keep on making notes. You have to implement. So first of all, you need dedication, and secondly, you need commitment, dedication, and commitment, and you will accomplishment all your dreams relentlessly. So don't quit, and don't quit.
How has this conversation had an impact on you? What value have you received from tuning in? What are your reflections with actions? Please take a moment to leave me an Apple Podcast or Spotify review sharing how Focus on Why has made a difference to you today. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here. To keep it going, simply connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, or join the Focus on Why Facebook group. All the links are in the show notes. Have a purpose, have a plan, focus on why.